Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. Now, welcome back to Unranked Diamond, kind of. Today, we're actually going to be doing a breakdown of the series as the main video. Now, I know some people are like, where's the gameplay? There'll be gameplay on the screen right now. We will be bringing up some websites later on instead of the gameplay to kind of go over like more statistic stuff. But I just thought as the main video of the day today, let's just complete Unranked Diamond fully, right? Let's just get it out the way. It's then kind of wrapped as a nice tight ribbon with this episode, and we can kind of ship it away as a completed series. So what I'd say, if you're kind of, oh, it's not a gameplay, it's not a commentary, I'm going to click away. The incentive to stay is kind of just a big overview of Unranked Diamond, and I'm going to be throwing out some advice that I have personally kind of discovered throughout this season's Unranked Diamond, because every single season changes, everything, Season 3 split pushing, I'd say, was actually a very good thing to do, where obviously now I don't. So there's always things that I could recommend differently every single time I do Unranked Diamond, which is interesting. It's very interesting. So yeah, hopefully you guys stick around. I'll say the extra video of the day today, it's not 100% that I'm going to do one. Again, June, I am trying to do 5 days a week, 2 episodes a day. But I kind of, when you complete a series, it's a lot like, oh, I've done the series. So I'm kind of just having a little bit of a breather. And then tomorrow, there'll be main account stuff. So tune in tomorrow. If this isn't for you, that's fine. But tune in tomorrow. I will be back on my main account. And remember, the thumbnail will be different. You'll actually have to look for like HuzzyGames as the person who's uploading it, because you might not be used to the thumbnail most likely. But anyway, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over some basics. So the win rate of the account, how many games did we play, how many episodes were there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to break down episode numbers in what rating did we get corresponding to that number. So first thing to say is we had on the account in total 110 ranked games with a 60% win rate, which meaning we won 66, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we won 66 ranked games and we lost 44, which isn't bad. There were 108 episodes of Unranked Diamond uploaded, and the reason being that it's not perfectly matching is because one episode was a stream episode that we uploaded 2 Unranked Diamond games in one episode, and the other one was the one that I chose not to upload because it just gave no value, and we had that, there was a troll in the mid playing Rakan mid and stuff, and I was like, I'm just not uploading that, and that was it. That was literally it. So we only missed in the 110 ranked games this season on Unranked Diamond, we missed 1 game as an upload. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. Through the ups and downs and the moments that it's kind of in a big down, sometimes it's very tempted to go, I'm not uploading that. But we only did that once, and I think that I'm pretty happy with, to be honest, and I'm quite proud of myself in that way, because it's very easy to just go, this makes me look bad, I'm not going to upload it. But I really tried to do it, because it's the whole point of the series is to give a kind of realistic climb, and that's just the first thing to say, is this is not a realistic climb. I'm a Smurf account, for one, so obviously it's not realistic in that aspect for a new or fresh player. But the second point is I'm not going to say I don't take it seriously, but I don't try hard in every single game. The difference that I would make, the analogy or the metaphor that I would use is I'm trying to win every single game. 100%, I'm trying to win. But it's the difference, if you have a car, let's say you have a very nice car and it has different modes. On the average episode of Unranked Diamond, I might be in sport mode, right? Sport mode, I'm concentrating, I want to win. I'm in a car, I want to go fast. But when I'm playing on my main account or the last 3 episodes of the Unranked Diamond series, I wasn't in sport mode, I was in race mode. Like, there's a bit of a difference there. It's subtle, but there is a difference. And that's why Unranked Diamond, to me, it's an education series. It's nothing more than that. It's not about me going, look how quick I can get to Diamond. I don't go that quick. I could go a lot quicker. Because this is an education series to me. And just kind of also say, and it will always be this, if I do decide to do another Unranked Diamond, either later this season if I've got nothing to do, or next season, sorry, Unranked Diamond has never been about me, ever. In the 4 years that I've done it, this is the 4th season that we've completed on Unranked Diamond, it's never been about me, and some people miss that point. It's always been about the people around me, and that's why people go, oh, Huzz, you always point out other people's mistakes, but not yours. Yeah, like that's the series. Why are they gold? Why are they platinum? Why are they not higher rated? I know I'm higher rated. That's the point. That's not being big-headed. That's just a fact. That's what the series is. And I think some people did miss that. You know, if someone's brand new to the channel and they go, God, Huz is saying all this, you know, negative stuff, they don't understand what the series is about. It's about educating people to why they're not higher rated, educating people to the mistakes that you're making, because mistakes are the main reason that you're staying down. 100% they're the main reason. If you limit the mistakes you're making, even one big mistake, you'll notice a big improvement. So there we go. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through episode numbers, and we're going to go by in 20s. So every 20 episodes, because we had 108, I'm going to give an update of what rating we got to, unless it was a big like event. And you'll notice when I say. But first thing to also just mention is I think I said 10-0. We went 10-0 in placements. 10 wins, 0 losses. It's actually the first time I've personally done it. I think the best I've done before that was 9-1. So that I'm pretty happy about that. And we started the series with going 10-0 in Gold 1. And now I'm going to start on episode 20, and then we'll go through 20s. So episode 20... we were in Platinum Promo. We had 1 loss, 1 win at the beginning of episode 20, and I can say we did pass that promo. We got to Platinum. Episode 40, so 20 episodes ahead, we were in Platinum 3, 74 LP. So from episode 20, we were getting to Platinum, and 20 games later on, we were in Platinum 3, nearly Platinum 2. And just to kind of mention what happened there, is we were in Platinum 5 from getting promoted. We got straight basically to promotion series. We did the promo series, and we skipped Platinum 4. We went straight from Platinum 5 to Platinum 3, which you can do if your MMR is incredibly high. You know, some people say, Huz, how can I do that? You can't. Like, it's not something you can do. It's something that happens. You have no control on it other than you just keep winning and winning and winning and winning. And basically the way that Riot's system works, if they detect somebody that is just winning like crazy, they want that person to get higher rated quick so they don't be with lower rated people. And at the time of that, when that happened, we had around a 75% win rate on the account. So obviously in the Riot system, they were like, let's get this guy higher rated quicker. So then episode 60, 20 episodes further down, we were Platinum 2, so we weren't Platinum 3 anymore, but we were actually already in promotion series to Platinum 1. And I can tell you, I believe we did get that promo. We did pass that promo. So episode 60, promo to Platinum. And then let's only go 15 episodes down the line. Episode 75, we're actually in our first promotion series to Diamond. Now, again, if you didn't watch every episode, which I know some people don't, I know a lot of you do, but if you didn't watch every episode, we got to Diamond promo episode 75, and we actually failed that promotion series, unfortunately. And then we'll go to episode 80, then we were Platinum 1 to 61 LP, episode 100, Platinum 1 52 LP, episode 105 we got to Diamond promo again, and episode 108 we got to Diamond going 3-0 in the promo series. So there we go. That's not a bad climb. One thing just straight away off the bat you can mention is it's 108 episodes, and roughly 44 of those, roughly, were actually in Platinum 1. We were in Platinum 1 for a big amount in this series. Some people say, why Platinum 1? What's with Platinum 1? If you've never been there, if you have been there, you can comment down below and let people know what you think about Platinum 1. Platinum 1, in the MMR region of Platinum 1 and Diamond 5, these two ratings combined, again, it's controversial when I talk about like ratings like this, because a lot of people go, oh no, you've never been in bronze and stuff. But I will say this just as a personal opinion, is Platinum 1 to the Diamond 5 area is one of the worst places to be in League of Legends. It is god awful in terms of people that don't try to win, people that don't care if they're winning, and people's egos. Those three things swirl around in Platinum 1 and low Diamond 5 MMR type area. Crazy amounts. Like, you guys have seen it. You guys in the comment section, we had about a week ago, I was going through a bit of a slump in Unranked to Diamond, but we were getting awful games, awful games, and people were going, how are these people this rating? That's just the rating. Is that they're good players, but they've just stopped caring, a lot of them. Or they got to that rating, they got to Diamond 5, they're happy with Diamond, they don't think they're going to get any higher, they don't think they're going to get Master or anything, so they got their Diamond border. So they just experiment with different things. Or I got to Diamond 5 being a one-trick Katarina. I got to Diamond 5. I'm not going to be a one-trick anymore. I'm going to play AD carry. Like, that happens a lot in this rating. And it's not good. Like, it's really bad. That type of thing probably happens in Diamond 5 more than anywhere else. That somebody gets to a certain rating, playing a very specific thing, and then changes their playstyle because they got there, and it doesn't go well. I'd say Diamond 5 is the most common place for that to happen. But yeah, no, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Around 100 episodes series, I'm okay with that. Like, again, I did want to end the series. I'm going to be honest, around episode 80 is where I was kind of like, okay, I want to end the series now. Because in terms of just being a YouTuber, big episodic series are getting less popular. For some reason, I have no idea why, but people, if you notice any YouTuber series, if you look at mine, if you look at other YouTuber series, every single first few episodes are huge in amount of views, usually, and it gets slower and slower and lower and lower, and it just kind of dies off near the end. People lose interest, and that's why people aren't doing episodic things anymore, and that's why with me, my main account, you're not going to see an episode 1, episode 2, or anything like that on my videos anymore, because it gives people an incentive just to keep watching no matter what it is. So yeah, that's just one thing to mention. There's a bit of a tangent there. But let's go into the heroes of the series, shall we? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up Bada Bing. So this is op.gg, and we're also going to be most likely using League of Graphs. Both websites, I'll probably link them down below if I remember. But we're basically just going to go through champions that we thought or we performed well with, and then also the flip side, champions we did not perform well with, and just talk about that for a bit. And then basically to end the video, after we do this segment, I'll be basically just giving some general advice that I've kind of learnt myself from this Unranked Diamond series. Like, again, remember, every single season changes. You know, from when I got Diamond 1 in Season 3, when I got Diamond 1 earlier in this season, it was completely different. They are completely different games. It changes every single year, and you have to adjust to that. So my advice also adjusts. Like, that's the point. People have gone back to some of my videos years ago and go, Huz, you had a different opinion back then. You're contradicting yourself. No, your opinion changes. It has to change. Opinions shift. The world moves on. So does League of Legends. So anyway, op.gg. So just to kind of point out, so as I said, Diamond 5 over here, 66 wins, 44 losses, a 60% win rate. And I didn't even notice we're in Varus's army. I didn't even pay attention to what league we were in. And that makes us, by the way, if you're wondering, up here, ladder rank 46,425, making us in the top 1.5% of the game. And just to kind of mention a little thing of that, if you simply get Diamond 5 50 LP, literally 50 LP, you'll be in the top 1% of the game. Majority of people in Diamond are just in Diamond 5 0 LP. Like, a lot of people just stay there for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. We did quite well in, you know, certain champions and stuff like that. But let's go into the champions themselves and kind of do a little mini breakdown. Because, yeah, why not? So, Lee Sin, kind of the hero, if you will, of this series. We went 100% win rate with 5 games. KDA 2.8, which isn't amazing, but we got a 8.6 kills, 7.4, 12.4 assist average. So our Lee Sin, what I can safely say in this season's Unranked to Diamond, was very much a team playing Lee Sin. It wasn't about me. I never made it about me as Lee Sin. I got myself strong, you know, 8 kills. I was still pretty fed. But 12 assists. I was getting people kills around the map, which is good. Next is Renekton, second hero of the series. 80% win rate with a 3.4% KDA, which isn't bad. But then really, well, actually, I'm going to take the hero slot away, I think, from Lee. I'm going to give it to Karthus, right? So Karthus, we've been playing him more recently, the end of the series, because I wanted to control the game from a global standpoint and get fed into the late game. Now, if you look at that KDA, 7.8 kills, 2.8 deaths, 9.6 assists. That is a 6.21 KDA. That's a very good KDA to have, especially on Karthus, which is known for dying easy. People know that you can kill a Karthus. We didn't get killed. Not much. So Karthus probably one of the big MVPs of the series. One of the biggest letdowns of the series is Anivia. So we played 5 games again at a negative win rate. So that's pretty bad for my Anivia. Darius did quite well with him, but not the best showing for KDA. Warwick, a surprising hero. Like, I picked him up midway through Unranked to Diamond due to Foxdrop recommended it to me. And we did really well with him all the time. Like, every single game, I think I got fed with him to some degree. Maybe one of them I didn't, but it was good, and I will probably be using him in my climb to master. I'm pretty sure. I think he's strong, he's extremely easy to play, and he goes off decision making more than the average champion. You know, do I go for that jump right now? And I think that goes to my strengths. Xerath, again, one of my kind of foundation mid laners, did quite well with him, especially in the last episode, where we basically solo carried that game. And then moving onwards, just Vel'Koz we did okay with. Orianna, again, a kind of surprise mid laner for me. I've always played Orianna. I think she's one of the champions that if you're a mid laner, you should always know how to play. And she showed up, man. We played 3 games, 100% win rate with 7.5% KDA. Will she be making appearances in Climb to Master? Most likely, yeah, because she's really good basically versus anything. Orianna is one of the best mid laners to pick if you are blind picking. If you do not know who you're against, Orianna is definitely one of the best. Ziggs, Ahri didn't do bad with. Gangplank, didn't do a lot of Gangplank this season. Obviously, he fell off a little bit, and it just wasn't what I wanted from a champion, especially in top lane. You'll notice I played Renekton, I played Darius. I played champions that could just snowball early, and that's not Gangplank anymore. Like, Gangplank got nerfed in the lane phase. He's still strong in late game, but not in lane phase, and that's why we didn't really touch Gangplank this season. Moving onward and upward, though, so Galio did very well with. Rumble did very well with. He might be, by the way, or these 2 champions might be making their way into my champion pool. I will say, I don't know if I mentioned it, the second video of the day, if I do decide to do it, will probably be actually building my champion pool for my main account, so you know what to expect in the Climb to Master series. So those 2 most likely will be in. Graves didn't do bad with. Camille didn't do bad with at all. Castin did quite well with. And then we come to the champions that we're kind of underperforming with, really. So 1-1s on Lux, Fizz, Fiora, Cassio, Lucian, and Maokai. Obviously, none of them really bad. You know, Lux good, KDA not bad, not bad. Well, actually, that's negative in just KD, so that's not good from Fiora. Not bad with Cassio, not bad with Lucian, and not great, obviously, with a Maokai, but there is a 19.5 assist average there, so you could say it's not bad. Okay, underperforming champions, just to name 3 of them, and I actually would say all 3 of these I really did underperform with. Vladimir, no wins and a negative KD. Jace, I'm going to give Jace the title in this year's Unranked Diamond of my least performing champion. Jace, throughout the years, has always been one of my champs that I am known for snowballing on. Played him twice, lost both, and I got owned in both. Like, I didn't just, like, kind of just lose the game and we get a loss. I got beat in both personally. So that's not good. I don't know if that's a testament to how strong Jace is right now, like how weak he is. But yeah, Jace, I'd say, is the least performing champion this year's Unranked Diamond. Annie, again, I like Annie. You know, the NA episode that we did, I played Annie and did very well. I do enjoy Annie. I think I'm not bad with the champion. Underperformed. Moving on to some champions that we only played once in the season. So there is the Yasuo there is the Zed that we played, I think, in the first 10 games. People have asked, will I do Zed again? There will be Zed on the channel, but Zed is a champion like Yasuo, like Riven, that you need to put a lot of time into to play consistently, and I'm not going to put a lot of time into one champion. That's just never going to happen. So that's why Zed doesn't make like a headlining thing on the channel. But there's Zed. We did well on the 1 game we played. There's Yasuo, did well. There's Zac, did very well. And Zac, he might make appearances in Climb to Master. There's a chance. Varus did quite well in the game. Echo did quite well. Ivan did fine. 18 assists for an Ivan's good. Shen did quite well. 17 assists with the victory. Jax did well. Panthea did fine. Evelyn did okay. Zillion did okay. Teemo, we'll skip that one. Talon did very well. Brand did quite well too, and that would have been Brand's support, I believe, was episode 2 of the series. Now moving on to champions that we literally played once, and we just lost the 1 game we played. Katarina, I remember that game was quite frustrating, that we were doing okay, but I think other people were just feeding from memory. Caitlyn, obviously doing very well KDA, but again, I think it was just one of those games that you just can't carry. Talia, I think I underperformed on that. Twitch did well, but just didn't win. Ashe obviously got beat really badly somehow, 0-7 there. Elise didn't do well. Nar didn't do well. Yorick, Victor, Sejuani. That was Sejuani rework, so obviously underperforming there. Ezreal, Hecarim did. I would have maybe done a couple more Hecarim games potentially. Kha'Zix maybe should have done 1 or 2 more Kha'Zix games. Nidalee underperformed. Syndra, I'm surprised I only played 1 game of Syndra. That actually does surprise me. Did obviously quite well in the game we played, but just didn't carry most likely. But yeah, Syndra's always a good pick if you want to do like a really good 1v1 mid laner. Aurelion didn't do great, and then Xayah didn't do great. So those are all the champions that we played in this year's Unranked Diamond. So the MVP, just to kind of go over it, I'm going to give a top 3. So top 3 MVP, I'm going to go first. Well, really, it's a joint first place, right? So joint first place is going to be Karthus and Lee Sin. So the reason why I'm joining those to the first place is because Karthus, in the games we played, we were a big reason that we won the games, if not the biggest reason that we won the games in most of the Karthus games. But then Lee Sin, you can't deny that Lee Sin, we have a 100% win rate. Like, I'm putting those 2 as joint first place. And then third place, probably just Renekton. Like, Renekton, it was a consistent top laner for me just to do well on. And I could get fed in a 1v1 and then also transition that into good team fighting. So those are the top 3 champions this season. And just to also say, the prize, the worst champion, underperforming champion, was Jace. So there we go. That is that. If we go on League of Graphs, just really quickly, just to give you guys a role breakdown over here. So in the 110 games that we played in this season of Unranked Diamond, we had 47 mid games, 34 top, 19 jungle, 8 AD carry, and 2 support. Win rates on those, 57.4 as a mid laner, 64.7 as a top laner, 73.7 as a jungler, which is extremely high, 25% as an AD carry, which isn't good, and 50% as support, but obviously we only played 2 games. So that is the role breakdown. A lot of, obviously the more games you play, like we play mid lane more, so the win rate naturally will probably come down a little bit. But I am very happy with all 3 of my main, again, these are my main 3 roles, is top, mid, and jungle. I'm very happy with these roles. And again, can I use this as information to climb to master? Not really. Like, it's a completely different ball game. Like, maybe a little bit. Again, just to kind of remind you, my main account's in Diamond 5 right now, so it's the same rating as HuzzyGames, as this account. So maybe I can kind of go, oh, damn, our jungle's got a very high win rate. Maybe I should focus on that a bit. So we might use it, but most likely not. And now just to end the video, what we're going to be doing now is basically talking about some just general basic tips that I kind of picked up in the adventure of Unranked Diamond. And a lot of you guys will know this stuff. If you've been watching the series, you'll be like, yep, Huz, you've said that a lot. But it's a nice place just to kind of have all the information just kind of out there. So what I would say as well is in the comment section of this video, leave your own. If you've learned something from Unranked Diamond that I don't mention, leave it in the comment section. It's that simple. You can help each other out and you actually let me know that I've actually helped you with another thing. So there we go. First thing to say is behavior. Behavior is everything. So you can be frustrated, you can be angry, but never have that frustration in game. The biggest thing that I can say is episodes of Unranked Diamond that we visibly saw people being annoyed or being angry or typing in all chat. They were either victories for us that we saw the enemy team behaving in that way, or they were defeats with my team doing it. Like, to me, it's just very obvious to point that out. One springs to mind right now. It was a game that I played Warwick Jungle, and an enemy Draven was moaning in all chat. The moment that you turn into that type of person, the moment you have a massive target on your back, and what did we do? We won that game because I just camped that Draven and tilted him. Like, just go off people's emotions and don't be one of the emotional people. It's not worth it. And then as for being annoyed in that, I got very annoyed in this series, especially in the last 20 episodes. It was very annoying, but you just gotta kind of deal with it and just try to do the best that you can do. And yes, here's the thing: what people have to understand: if I wasn't commentating, nobody would be any of the wiser of how annoyed I was going to be or was. The only reason that people could see how annoyed I was because I was recording. Would I be that annoyed if I wasn't recording? Maybe not as much, because I know when there's a bad game of League of Legends that I'm recording, I know it's a bad game, and I know I'm uploading it, which then puts me in a worse mood. But I would still be in an annoyed mood. Would I ever type and be frustrated and flame? No, it's just pointless. You never do that. But just kind of move on and deal with it as best as you can. So that's just the first point, is behavior is pretty damn important, and this series has highlighted that. It's shown that we win games when the enemy team is doing it, and we lose games when my team did it. Moving on, though, is champions that you play. The champions that kind of were like the heroes that in my own pool were champions that were not pure selfish champions. They were champions that could help others. Even with Lee Sin, you guys saw my KDA was perfectly shown to get more assists than kills. I was helping other people more than helping myself. Same goes with Karthus, same goes with Renekton in our playstyle. That's what we did this series. And I know it sucks that sometimes you will lose games because you trust your teammates too much. And we did definitely lose games because of that. But it's a good way to climb consistently. And I mentioned it in my Karthus episode, but I'll say the same thing again. Is I love when my teammates are fed. I love it. I love when my teammates are fed. Why? Because I can trust myself to do okay. I know I will most likely not be the reason that we lose a game of League of Legends. In this whole Unranked Diamond series, in the 110 ranked games, I would wager in the 44 losses that we had, I might have been the reason that we lost maybe 2 or 3 times. Like that's quite low, and I'm actually confident enough to say that. If you can prove me wrong, go ahead. But I don't think I am the sole reason for losing those games. Maybe only 2 or 3 times. One was the Vel'Koz episode and stuff like that. And maybe the Jace episodes. But yeah, so I trust myself to do okay no matter what. But if my teammates are fed, then at least they're strong and I can focus on myself doing okay. It's a free win. If I'm focusing purely on myself, I'm the one that's incredibly fed, I take all the kills, sure, I can do great. But what happens on the other side of the map where my teammates are weak? They just keep getting killed and killed and killed. I'm going to lose the game. Like, I love when my teammates are fed. And that's one thing I would say to you as just the advice, is sometimes it's worth getting your teammates fed. It's like, oh, do I take this kill? Nah, I'm going to give it to my AD carry. Like, I like that. You know, in the Karthus episode, it was a perfect example of that. We got Varus fed from the early kill. He did very well. And what did I do? I did fine as Karthus and then came out into the late game, carrying the game in late game. Like, it was just perfect. So yeah, sometimes it's worth being a team player more than an individual. And what does that mean? Well, that means the champions like Riven, Yasuo, Shaco and stuff, they're not good in my book. Like, they are known to be solo queue champions, but those playstyles are very niche. Like, very like, this is about me. I'm going to carry, I'm going to get fed. And that can bite you in the butt. And obviously, sure, you're going to have games that you simply just carry. That's inevitable. But there's going to be a lot of games that you're fed and your teammates aren't, and you're just going to lose because they're too weak. So that's worth pointing out to me. Next one is the whole split pushing mentality, or being alone mentality, as I think we'd rather call it, is so much of this series. One of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing? Was when people were simply alone for some reason. I don't know what that reason was. Like, again, we have never found out this reason. We probably never will. But when there's an AD carry, especially like an immobile AD carry, randomly alone in top lane at 25 minutes, you have to question that a little bit. Again, one springs to mind straight away. Can't remember what champion I was playing, but it was a Caitlyn that DC'd for 10 minutes. And we were losing the game, but we were making a comeback. We were making a comeback, and then she threw it completely because she went in top lane alone. It's like, don't be alone. Like, again, League of Legends is a 5v5 game, especially if you're a champion that gets owned in the late game. Like, if you're an AD carry and you're alone, you better be really fed or the most confident and best player in the world. Because if you get caught out as an AD carry in late game, you're basically purposely trying to lose the game. There is no reason to do it, especially if you're not like a Vayne. Vaynes do it because their whole kit is designed to kind of outplay and stealth and do a lot of damage. Something like a Caitlyn doesn't do that. Like, something like a Caitlyn needs that protection. So, again, that's just one big thing to mention is know when to split, know when to group. If in doubt, group. Like, that's the, you know, in football, as a defender of football, if in doubt, kick it out, like the ball. In League, if in doubt of what you should be doing, group with your team. 100%. And that goes for top laners, that goes for junglers, that goes for mid laners, that goes for AD carries, that goes for everybody. Supports. If in doubt, group. Because grouping, in my opinion, is the far, far easier way of getting to Diamond. Again, just to mention it, and I don't really need to, this is the 4th time doing Unranked to Diamond. I've done other Unranked to Diamonds in my own time. Obviously, my main accounts and stuff. I do not rate split pushing at all for climbing. In all what I've done, I've never seen people effectively split push that much. That the examples that I use, you're gonna have, if you're trying to play a split pushing champion, Yasuo, Riven, Tryndamere, whatever it may be, you'll have games that you go 20-0, you'll be amazingly fed, but then the next game you'll get grouped on, you go 0-10. Like, it's just not a consistent way to climb. And I'd say climbing is about consistency. It's about getting into a rhythm of playing something good that works and going up. So that's pretty much that. And then the main thing that I want to kind of leave it on is, ready? Have fun. It's pretty much that simple. If you're not having fun with climbing, with ranked, it's not for you yet. Or have a break. The amount of times that we saw people visibly basically wanting to give up, it was a large amount. There was one, again, people can know the specific episode. There was a Gragas jungle. It was actually fairly recent. I'd say in the last 20 episodes, there was a Gragas jungle that we had that just wanted to give up. He did one bad thing, and then he was like, oh, why am I playing? Like, if that's you, if you have that mentality, take a break. Go play ARAM, go play normal. Don't play ranked when you're in that mentality, because it's not a healthy mentality to have. The biggest thing you have to remember is League of Legends is a video game. A video game is the same as a PlayStation 1 in the 90s playing Crash Bandicoot. It's the exact same thing, or it's supposed to be. It's a video game that you have fun in your spare time. So make sure you're having fun. And people say to me, Huz, your best commentaries is when you let loose and have fun, because that's the way it should be. That's the way that commentary, that's the way gameplay, that's the way climbing, everything. That's the way that it should be, is when you're having fun, you do your best. So have maybe right now watching this video, take a seat back and go, am I having fun? And if the answer is yes, great, keep playing. If the answer is no, look into it. You know, have a break, take a chill pill, do whatever. But have fun is honestly my biggest advice to climbing. When I was having fun, I was getting fed. The last 3 episodes of Unranked Diamond arguably were my most fun episodes. I was having a ball in episode as the Oriana running around with the Rammus killing everything. Having a ball as Karthus killing everything when people didn't really think I was strong. The final episode as Xerath basically solo carrying the game. It was so much fun. And that's what League of Legends is to me. It's having fun, and that's when you'll perform the best. That's pretty much going to be it, though. That is going to be Unranked Diamond officially now complete. Again, yesterday I asked in the comment section of anything that you guys enjoyed. Any feedback that you guys have, leave it in this comment section. Feedback is always key to making these series better. But yeah, if there is an extra video of the day later today, it will most likely be on my main account forming a champion pool. If not, if I just am a little bit of a lazy mood and just want to relax before I record for the next bigger gameplay series, then there won't be a video. But tomorrow, my nose is getting blocked. Tomorrow, there should be, and I should 99% be, content from my main account. And again, look out for the thumbnail, because it should be different. But it'll be uploaded normal time, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in League of Legends terms that uploads at that time, so we should be fine. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed Unranked Diamond, remember to throw a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys, if you only watch my channel for Unranked Diamond, I'll see you guys next season, most likely. See ya!